Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. And now we're continuing our road to 3 marks, but this time round it's a different player. We've got Mr. Lan, and he's playing the AMX 30 Premier Prototype. Now this is the Tier 9 French medium tank, and you can see Mr. Lan's already got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. And at this point in time, I think he was about 92 to 95%. He's got a 105mm gun, which is capable of 390 alpha, firing standard APCR, doing 248mm of penetration with those rounds, and with the heat rounds, it goes up to 300mm. Now, reload time by the book would be 8.34 seconds. He's got 6.83. So he's quite a bit faster, and the first enemy is a T-54 lightweight who made it up the hill before he got here. But you can see some of the enemy in a distance, and nearby there's a Scorpion. And it looks like one of the enemy tanks has just gone down, gets around into the Scorpion, and it's a high roll for 423. Now the AMX 30 Premier Prototype was part of the European tank project that France was partaking in with the Germans and the Italians. That one didn't hit the Centurion, unfortunately. Basically, they were trying to make a European tank that everyone could buy, a standardised tank that was effective. And, well, this was the French entry, the first one that they came up with. And it's not a bad tank. It's got no armour as such, except on the front of the turret. The front of the turret's quite meaty. It's got 15 centimetres at the front, but the rest of the vehicle is very, very light armour indeed. In fact, nothing will basically stop a shell unless it hits the tracks. So you want to avoid getting shot at by anyone if you can help it. Now the gun is pretty good. That's one of the good things you can say about it. Yes, it's got good alpha, good DPM for a 105mm, and remember it's at tier 9, so it's not bad to have 390 alpha at tier 9, because that's about the same you get from a 122. It's got good speed, good acceleration, except when of course you climb rocks, and I don't think he realised where he was going there. Oh, that was got a brass. Yeah, he's actually putting away whilst pointing his gun in the opposite direction. Holds down his right hand mouse button, and that way you can keep the gun pointing in the direction you want to shoot whilst you're moving away. It's more important for him to actually see where he's going, but if the enemy started shooting at him, he'd reverse the direction straight away and look the other way. Okay, he's happy with this position. He's going defensive for the moment because the enemy are coming around the corner, and he wants to be able to get shots on these guys as they appear. Nice. Didn't get the shot in there, or did he? No, he actually did. 390 into the Progetto. So he did get a shot on target there. I didn't see the hit points come off the Progetto. He's got a number of enemy targets ahead of him now. Now, hopefully that SU-101 up in the sniper's nest will be getting some shots on target as well, which means he might benefit from assist. About the only thing that's really bad about this tank is the weak armour. It's got bad traverse. And of course it's got a fuel tank in the front, which again can actually be a bit of a problem. It's inaccurate at long range. At short range it's okay. At long range it's not that accurate. And one of the other bad things about it, which of course Wargaming would think of, is that it's got a dedicated loader, and most of the French tanks up to this point do not have loaders. They're auto loaders. And so consequently you're kind of having to pay for another crew member and train him from scratch. You can't transfer the crew member over. Now he's been spotted when he transferred. Oh, it was the Udes who saw him. Okay, now he's reselected a heat round this time. In fact, actually, the AMX 13 prototype actually did carry heat rounds as standard. That was the standard ammo. Well, that's the inaccurate bit that I was mentioning. It's not that accurate at long range. That was unfortunate. The guy moved away. He's a bit out in the open at the moment, but that guy's focusing elsewhere, and so he's taking the opportunity whilst he can. Now, this position's actually fairly good for holding out, because I know I've actually occupied this spot myself, and it's very difficult for the enemy to get at you, especially when they're trying. Now, he didn't take the shot on the Skoda there. It wasn't a clear shot. I always like to see a sliver of roof myself, you know, to be able to make sure you can get that round on target. Always surprises the enemy when you actually can do that. Now he's moving now because the Progetto was, well, not the Progetto, but the other enemy has been killed. Now he took a risk crossing that gap, especially the Centurion's there, but I think he's made it. Oh, there were some shots coming in his direction. And he's made it to the edge. Good. Okay, he's in here. That's his teammate, his dead teammate. Okay, he was keeping this position. He might be indicating to reverse side scrape, but no, I think he's going to go round and attack the enemy from the other side. Now, there's always the danger when you do it on this corner that you might get spotted by the enemy tanks in the TD position. But I think he's ready for them. Oh! Oh! And that Scorpion saw him for sure. And he's no bad player either, that guy. Now he knows there's a Carnarvon on the corner as well as an E3. I think it's an E3. So he's actually trying to be sneaky without being spotted. He's trying to sneak up and get shots in this guy. Gunship. Yes, good shot. You got a max roll there. Or not a max roll, but you know, a high roll to actually tip the guy out. And that's important. Now he's got rid of that one. Can he get shots in these other ones who are trying to defend? Yes, he can. Time for payback. Payback's a bitch. And he got the guy. And he also spotted the Arty, which obviously our Arty is now going to probably try to line that guy up for a shot. Now he's doing the zoom in, zoom out thing. Please don't do that, Mr. Land. It really does wind some people up. I know Jingles says he doesn't like it, so he has to take control of the camera whenever that happens. Now this is the first of a number of replays on the road to 3 marks. We've got 7 battles in total, so we're going to have 3 videos. 2 in the first one, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Okay, you still can't see the guys. That's odd. Ah, Leopard, okay. Now, can you get a shot without that M53 ruining his day? Okay, Leopard was another tank in the European contest. Unfortunately, that was the one that was actually accepted in the end. And the guy popped down below the ridgeline to avoid getting hit again. Oh, but the UDES fired one in. So he's having to pull back. Now RE3's moved up to counter theirs, and the Carnarvon's pulled back, which means there's little threat from the Carnarvon and the E3 for the moment. Now, I'm wondering if he's taking this position here to get shots on the others. Yes, he is. He's trying to get shots using the bush mechanic on the UDES. And when the guy pops up like that, you get the double bush thing. But he lost sight of him. There he is. Okay, alright. Can he get it? Yes! Low roll though, 348. The UDES doesn't know where he is though. He just can see on the direction exactly where the shell came from. He might try firing in this direction. I've seen people blind fire bushes before and actually hit the target. He's having a quick look in third person there. Yeah. Say goodnight, Gracie. The leopard dies, but unfortunately he was spotted, so he's using the rock for cover at the moment, just in case the UDES fires in this direction. No, he hasn't. And now we've got the pattern. Okay. Puts one in. Low roll. Oh no, it's a high roll. Sorry, 409. And he's hugging the rock again, just in case. Now that UDES doesn't want to fire a shot in this direction. Now we know why he's over here. And he's now out of the game. That's a good shot. Right into the side. It overmatched the armor and went straight through the UDES. And now the Carnarvon's come up to try and find him, but he's a one-shot. Hello, boy. Nicely done. That's 4 kills. Okay, he did get stunned, so the enemy M53, M55 tried to get him. Got shot nearby. Didn't suffer any damage, so he was inside the stun radius, but not hurt. But we've still got that E3 to contend with, and there he is. Unfortunately, he's also got a lot of health. We're going to get this guy. We need to get below him. And okay, so he's done him. Right, now, oh mama, move your body, move your booty. Now track him, track him, track him, track him, track him. Yes! Now he's dead meat. They literally just tear this guy to shreds now. So keep tracking him, keep firing it into the main body. This guy's going absolutely nowhere. Let him have the kill because he wants that high caliber. He needs the damage. He's got him. And now there's only 2 left. It's the M46 pattern and the Arty. And the pattern is a one-shot. He's gone now. Can we get the Arty? We know where he was last seen. He must be down in the Western Pass now because that's where he moved to. Well, the SU-101's decided to go directly down. I hope he realises Mr. Land is actually on a for a Top Gun. And of course he is trying to get his 3rd mark. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh dear. Well, you try sometimes too hard. And yeah, he's cycling through all of the other tanks. There's the Indian Panzer. There's the Batchat. And oh, now the M53, M55 managed to get a shotgun on the SU-101 and killed him. So he's now following the Indian Panzer, who's obviously going to take the kill on his behalf. It's a pity because it would have been a Top Gun. Oh, please don't cap. Please don't cap. Oh, no. It's embarrassing if you do. You've got an Indian Panzer. Come on. Surely you can do it. He said, oh dear, our Indian Panzer has a 300 win 8. No, just keep highlighting him. Let the Batchat take the kill. The Batchat will get the kill. You don't need to kill him at all. You just need to get the assist. So long as he can see him, he can kill him. No, 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 no. Don't get close. Let the Arty get the kill. Plenty of time. That's it. He's not moving. He's just going to keep there. And he knows that the Arty's going to get him. If he tries to pull away, he's dead meat. You just need to keep him in sight. Keep him highlighted. That's it. He's done it. He learned a lesson there. Let the Arty do the work. And that's the first battle. It's a victory, even though he died. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the Lakeville map, and it's the South Spawn. Let's see how he gets on this one. Now, most players would go straight to town, because if you're going to earn TPM, you can't do it in the valley. You need to go town. But it looks to me like he's actually going to pop up here first and see if he can get some shots on the Lake Road. That's what I call this road, going straight down the north side of the lake, or the side of the lake. Now, can he get any sightings? Oh, he has. It's in EBR. Yep, gets a nice round into him. It's a high roll for 438. Popping back up to get another one. Good kill. That was a clean kill. Now, you get 3 different guns on this tank. starts out with a 90mm, but it doesn't have a very big alpha. It's only got 240 alpha. The second gun is a 100mm with 300 alpha, and that's got about the same reload time as the top gun, which of course is the 105mm, and that's got 390 alpha. So really, you ideally want to get to the 100mm as quickly as you can, and then grind all the way up to the 105. But you've got to get your tracks first on this thing, because if you're going to mount the bigger gun, it needs the extra suspension to put the top gun on. Okay, he's off. Now I think you can see the turret is quite bouncy. It's got good arm on the front, and it's nicely angled, so the shells will literally just ricochet off the top of it if you fire with it. It's about the same for the AMX 30 as well, the tier 10 medium tank. It's also got a bouncy turret, but the rest of the body is, or the hull, is fairly weak. 18mm at the front, which you can see is nicely angled, and 30mm at the sides and the rear. So, trying to go for the shot on the back jack. Can you get another one? That guy is... Oh, no, hit the building. As you can tell, Mr. Land's been hard at work getting his third marks in for these tanks. He actually just sent me another replay just today, so even though I had this one lined up, because I always sort of like line them up well ahead so I know which ones I've got to do, and I think, as you can imagine now, we get so many requests for people to do our replays because they actually know that they can get them done. Oh, the Lanston poked his head around the corner, didn't like what he saw. Oh, he's bounced around from a GSOR, but unfortunately the second one did hit. Bounced around from the Lanston as well. Okay, can he get a shot to that 430? But the 430 sees him. No, it didn't. It ricocheted. So he's having to be inventive here to avoid taking damage. Good. Yes, this time round he did get him. 431, which is a low roll, a high roll. Oh, tried to go for the engine bay, but the guy went down anyway. Now, can he get that IS-3? Yes. One for the side for 407. He's firing the heat rounds now because it does actually give better penetration. Unfortunately, he did take a round from that GSOR. That's the unfortunate thing. Hasn't lost a lot of hit points though. He does have good hit points to start with. 1,650. Back track. Oh yes, he got him. And you remember the on the back track, the engine's at the front of those things. So if you hit the front, well, no, that one hit the dirt. So we know there's a GSOR over here somewhere. Oh, mama, he's flying one in, but it's a low roll this time. It is a low roll. 380. We can see the back track pulling back. Hello, Mr. Lanston. Oh, and he gets one in again, and he takes around from the GSOR. So we now know the GSOR is over in the bushes next to grid square A5 or A6. He's around about there. So we go around that corner. That Centurion's probably going to take a hit. He's got the Lanston. Okay, we can hold back for the moment because we're now down to 351 hit points. If we pop round our head, we could be wiped out with one shot, and he needs more damage. Okay, there's the GSOR, but he's moving, so he can't shoot while he's moving accurately. He is a tank destroyer after all. Okay, he's on the corner. Well, we couldn't see him at the time, but that was aimed specifically where he was last seen. If it did track him, he would have got 2 rounds in. He's now got the guard trying to push him to go forward. And the guard doesn't realise how low his hit points are. We'll let the guard go forward. If the GSOR shoots him, we'll shoot the GSOR. That's it. Smart. He's, yeah, just trying a shot in that direction. The GSOR's not trying to interfere with them. Yes, there he is, there he is. Yes! Right through the ammo box there, the magazine box, which is the bustle at the back. And So, there are 2 tanks up on the enemy. There's still a large number to kill, and there's a Jaeger just around the corner. The Jaeger is taking substantial damage, and the 704 can probably do him. Back chat. Okay, just trying to get as close as he can, so if he can get round the Jaeger, he can get the kill. Oh, he got the sneaking shot in there, and he got a high roll as well. He's really pushing. Use the wreck for cover. He's fired. Puts one in. High roll again. Lower plates. Even with minimal hit points, Mr. Land's not slowed down. Tried a shot but didn't get it through. There's an Emil coming up. Can he get shots? No, it's just the turret. And the Batchat pops up, but he gets killed. And he's now down to 54 hit points after taking that round from the Batchat. Tries to get the hull on the Emil. This 704 is actually getting in the way. Go for it again. Yes! Gets a low roll, 362. The 704 is going ahead. Okay, we've got the Arty in sight. And he shotguns. Well, it was a good try. He turned his turret, seeing the Lorraine there, who was all lined up. And there wasn't a lot he could do under the circumstances. It was a ballsy move by the Lorraine 15551, but it is a fairly good Arty. Now the Object 430 takes care of the T30. Now we're going for the GWE100, who's just blown his wad and failed to get a shot on target. He's dead. Now this guy can get the Pascucci's. Ignore the... Oh, he wants the 50 TP as well. Now he's going for the Pascucci's. Hopefully he's loaded an HE round, because you won't need anything more with a Lorraine because it's so thin armour. And the guy's running. Hello, Mr. Lorraine. And that's a Pascucci's. And that wins the game. So a lot of damage. 4.313. That's good. That's what's showing. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle results. In the first game on Cliff, he managed to get a first class tanker in the AMX 30 Premier Prototype. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 6. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, just one short of getting that Top Gun. A fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And he got a Leather Slaves medal because he killed 2 enemy tanks or tank destroyers with a medium tank in one battle, at least 1 tier higher than himself. And in this game, well, he took out quite a few tanks. The Leopard 1 was tier 10. He killed him, and he killed the E3 as well. That's a tier 10. So very well done for getting the Leather Slaves. Let's have a look at team score and see where he stood. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, 4,289 hit points, but it probably wasn't enough to get the high caliber. He got the second highest scorer was the 277, 4,195, and the third was the M46 Patton with 3,893. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those with 5. 3 kills went to the Batchat 155-55. I think it was a 155-55. Yes, it was. And 3 kills also went to the M46 Patton on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he's got the top in that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,312 base to Mr. Land. 1,202 went to the Batchat 155-55, and 1,152 went to the Object 274A. And those are the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base. He fired 24 rounds in that game, got 15 direct hits and 13 penetrations. Damage of 4,289 hit points, of which 1,569 were at more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits from the enemy, 2 of them penetrations and 2 hits by way of splash damage as well. Not sure why that's 4 rounds instead. Should be, but I suppose the other one was a splash, but it was a stun splash. There wasn't any damage. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 986 hit points of damage assistance. I think that was spotting assist actually as well. He earned 43,475 credits on a premium count, got 16,303 from battle payments and 80,000 for personal mission payout, so 161,516 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away a profit of 54,729 credits. Remember, he did have to fire premium rounds because he wanted to get the damage, make sure that those shots counted on the enemy because he needs the damage in order to get to the third mark. You can't do it any other way. If you want to make an omelette, you've got to break heads. So let's have a look at the XP. 1,312 for the base, times 2 for the first victory, and took away 3,936 experience points altogether. So that was the first battle. Very good, except for, of course, he tried to make a shortcut down the side of the cliff, and the spot where he chose to do it didn't work. If he'd actually chosen to go the same route as the SU-101, they probably could have approached from different angles. I suspect that the M53, M55 would have picked one of them, and it probably would have been Mr. Lan anyway, because he was lower on hit points. But the SU-101 did get killed by or shotgunned by the M53, M55 in the end. But he might have had a chance to get to the enemy first, because of course he's got a faster tank. So that was the first game. Let's have a look at the second one and see what the results on that one were. Well, that was the one on Lakeville. He also managed to get a first class tanker on this one. You got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 6. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. In this one, he managed to get a Confederate because he actually managed to hit more tanks than anyone else on his team. If we look at the team score on this one, yep, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. Yes, that Object 430U, the one at the end that managed to get the kills on the Arty, he did actually pick up a Pascucci's as well as the high caliber and the Top Gun from that game. Just one short of getting a Radley's out of it as well. He got 5,492 hit points. Mr. Lan got 5,058. So he did do very well, and if he hadn't been killed by that Lorraine, or if he killed the Lorraine himself, then I think he might have surpassed the Object 430U for damage, because after killing the Lorraine, he probably would have dived around the corner and killed the GWE100 and got his hit points too. When it came to kills, it was the 430U again with 7 kills. 3 kills went to Mr. Lan, and then 2 kills went to the Object 704 and that Batchat 25 ton or 25 TAP, who got 2 as well. When it came to base XP, it was Mr. Lan, 1,222 to him, 1,186 went to the 430U. Now, I tend to think that the reason why these two, or why Mr. Lan got that one, was because of the spotting he did as well, which tipped his XP a little higher. If we look at the detail report, 24 shots fired, 19 direct hits, 14 penetrations out of this one, 5,058 hit points, 1,486 of which were more than 300 meters. So a little less damage than at long range, or was it more damage on the previous one? Well, we can check that now because I'll just have a quick look. Did he do more damage at range? Well, slightly, yes, he did. Because, of course, he was shooting up at the tanks at the centre of the hill for some of the time. Or is it? No, it's about the same. It's close, but it's actually, he did more damage in the Cliff game. 9 hits received in this one. He was very lucky to survive with 5 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. But it was the one by splash damage that actually killed him at the end, because that was the Lorraine who shotgunned him when he had very little, pardon me, in the way of hit points. He only had 54 hit points, so the Lorraine only had to put the round near him at the end of that game to actually get a kill. 640 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 1,011 hit points of spotting assists in that game. He earned 48,324 credits, got 18,122 from battle payments, and another 40,000 personal mission payout, so a total of 130,608 credits. But he did fire a lot of not APCR actually, it was heat rounds. Quite a lot there, you can see. So he actually made a loss for the game, 8,685 credits. But as I said, You need to fire the premium ammo because otherwise you're not going to guarantee you do the damage. You need to get the third mark on the barrel. So again, perfectly understandable to use the premium rounds at this stage in the game. Once he's actually got his third mark, he won't need to fire premium rounds from now on in. He just saves money and fires the APCR instead. 1,222 XP, 3,666 from personal missions payout, and took away 5,499 experience points altogether. So two very different but similar, you might say. Two different games. He got a Aslains in the first one, he got a Confederate in the second one, and yeah, I think actually it was a difficult game playing it on the Lake Road because, as I said, this thing's got no armor. Everyone can shoot at you on the Lake Road, and if you're not careful and you don't position yourself correctly, everyone will kill you on the Lake Road. But he did position himself in such a way that he didn't get shot at too many times. He did take some rounds from that GSOR. It was a real problem to him, but he did get nice damage on them in the end, and of course he did get the kill on the GSOR, so he got some bad revenge on him. So I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And we'll be back with more replays from Mr. Land shortly. Thanks for watching.